What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another great episode of Jump Off the Porch. It's your one and only guy, Ruck Double I, and I'm here with Coach Jay.
What's good?
One of the best trainers in Raleigh right now, man, and really in the Carolinas, working out with top guys in the pros and just helping guys develop their game, man. And we got him in here for a special show, man. So I appreciate you coming through.
I appreciate you having me, bro.
Hey, man, how you been, man? How's the quarantine been?
Quarantine was a bit of adjustment at first, but once we kind of figured out what we could and couldn't do, and was able to get back in the lab, it's been busy.
Yeah.
It's been busy, a good busy, but it's been busy. I mean, I love it. I mean, COVID made everybody kind of adjust. So likewise, we had to adjust because, of course, I had plenty of plans for this summer, but things, COVID changed everything around, and actually, you know, it actually worked out. It's working itself out. Still been just as busy as any other summer. Just kind of had to change, you know, how we went about things this summer.
Right. I know they've been shutting a lot of gyms down, like all around the city. So it's like, I know it's been hard getting in and out of that.
It's tough. It's tough. And the other tough and frustrating part about it is it's just going other places. Like I've been to Miami since COVID. And did some work, went down there and trained some guys. And then this past weekend, I was in South Carolina where they had full blast tournament.
Yeah.
No social distancing, really.
Right.
You just had to wear your mask. And then up here, we can't really get nothing going like that. So it's tough.
Yeah, they got it iffy around the whole country, really. Like, they having AAU start, but then they don't want kids to go back to school. Like,
yeah,
it's two different type of sides. Like, we got to get on one accord.
Yeah, it don't make sense, and it's frustrating, especially for the guys like us that's having a hard time sometimes getting the gym. And then, like you said, you're seeing, you know, they're shutting down schools and making everything virtual, but kids can go play in tournaments on the weekend. And I know some football stuff has got going too in other areas a little bit further south than us here in North Carolina, and it's a little kind of like you said, everybody kind of got to get on one accord, but you can't really do that because each state kind of can do whatever their governor or whoever's in charge want to do. So, you know, where Cooper, that thing shut down in North Carolina, especially in Raleigh.
I feel it, yeah. Man, tell me about yourself, man. When you get started with the whole training and everything, what led to that?
Man, I got started with training. It was May, probably 5 years ago. And you know, I played high school, grew up here, middle school, high school, and college actually here in Raleigh. I went to Shaw University for 2 years from 04 to 06. And then once I got out of it, I was still playing little rec leagues and stuff around the area, city leagues. And then my homeboy had a little AAU team. He was like, man, come check out our AAU team. It was at Garner Road, the old Garner Road, not JD Lewis. They were still having games over there. So I pulled up, me and my boys pulled up to watch, and he was like, yo, coach this team for me. I'm like, bro, you asked me to come watch. So I coached the team for like the next 2-3 weeks. It was like a weekend like league for AAU. And then once it was over, one of the mothers of one of the players was like, yo, can you train my son? After I was like, light bulb, that kind of keep me close. I was always kind of looking for a way to stay close to the game because my son was at the age he was starting to play rec league, so I was coaching rec league, but still kind of wanted to get a little bit more involved just because of, like I said, when I was coaching those teams, you know, you telling kids some of the basic things to do and they looking at you like you crazy.
Right, yeah.
So it's like nobody's teaching fundamentals. So like when I first started, I called myself old-fashioned. I was just going to teach strictly fundamentals. I was basing everything off a solid foundation of teaching kids fundamentals because from what I was seeing, like when I was coaching or when I was coming to games or even when I was watching other coaches coach kids, even the younger kids, when I was coaching rec league, of course, you know, you got one side, one team practicing, one side, the other team practicing. Yeah. And you would see other coaches teaching kids, and there wasn't really no rhyme or reason, or there wasn't no base of foundation for the kids. It was funny because I had some parents that had their kids playing on one side that was just watching me teach my kids in practice. Like, I wish my kid could play under you. And it's like, when they're that young, man, you teach them how to dribble, teach them how to pass, and teach them where to be at. you kind of got to keep it simple and but yet fun for kids. So that's kind of where it originated from, and I started like almost any other trainer that's not stamped by a professional player. Grinding, man. I was training once a week. Saying that maybe 5 to 6 kids would come and maybe only 2 or 3 show up. So, and then I just built it. The biggest thing I tell guys that's getting into training when they reach out is just be consistent. Be consistent. If you're consistent, people will start to come. Get the kids in your area good. The clients that you got now, make sure that you focus on them and developing them because, word of mouth a travel.
Yeah.
Like, yo, where's Johnny going to? We've been working out with this guy, Coach Jay, for the past 2-3 weeks. He getting better. He getting better.
Yeah, they start to see the
You know what
proof.
I'm saying? And that was one of the biggest things. A lot of people started paying attention because I wouldn't just only post like the big names. I post even right now. I post a kid that I'm just getting as a beginner on my story, and people be like, hey, I seen him a month ago and hand a little tight right now.
Right.
It's like a big part of it is the parent and the player buying into the consistency as well. Consistency on that end as well. And if you be consistent, and that go for anything and anything you do, you'll develop and get better at it. So that's how it was when I first started. It was 3D athletic training.
Okay.
That's what I called it. Because I had, when you first start, you got big dreams. Like, yo, I don't want to just be just basketball. This might jump off into physical training and training for everything else.
Different avenues.
But then like maybe 2.5, 3 years ago, we kind of narrowed it down to just 3D basketball because that's the only thing I was focusing on. You have people say, you do Vertimax, you do strength and conditioning. I was like, I do it for myself. I do it for my kids, but I don't want to jump off. I want to specialize. You know what I'm saying? So I specialize in skill development. I got plenty of guys that specialize in strength and conditioning. I'll send you to them. I don't want to just try to grab a little bit extra money off of you, and that's not really my expertise. And I can't give you as far as the best that I can give you in that. I can give you the best in skill development,
Right.
and then I can send you to a guy that can give you the best in the strength and conditioning or the Vertimax.
So focusing on one thing.
Yeah, I think one thing I see a lot. And you can kind of tell too on the outside looking in. You'll see guys they'll do video, they'll do scouting reports, they'll do strength and conditioning. They got an AAU team and they train. And it's like, yo, you just trying to get on.
Mm-hmm.
You're just trying to strike hot. Whereas with me, like skill development is my passion. So that's kind of where it started, and that's what we built it to where we at today.
I knew you was always a hooper. I see you said you played at Sanderson, you know what I'm saying? Got Cap 8 all conference.
Yeah,
Cap 8. What is it now? Cap?
I don't know what it is
Something
now.
crazy. Cap 6? Cap something. I don't know.
I don't know what it's changed. It's changed a few times.
Right. And then you got all rookie at Shaw.
Yeah,
You had it.
CIAA.
Yeah, you had a choice to go to the I see you got a choice to go to the USA Select team, but you chose to stay and coach.
Well, what really happened was when I came out of high school, I was that kid that said, I'm D1, bro.
Right.
I'm going D1.
Yeah.
Like I didn't have no offers. I didn't have nobody on me, nobody contacting me or reaching out. My junior year, I had Colgate on me, and they just kind of stopped for whatever reason. I have no clue. And then after that, I had like a couple of D3s, Hampton Sydney, stuff like that. And I was like, nah. So I was like, I'm going to go D1. So I went to A&T out of high school. Like, I can walk on at T. So I can walk on. So went there, and coach was like, yeah, we need like game film and like 8 references. So I got all but I got all of that, right?
Okay.
Still couldn't try. Still didn't even give me a chance to try to walk on nothing. So I stayed there for 2 years. I mean, it was T. And, I would work out and play with guys on the team all the time, and they respected me, but I just couldn't crack in through, like, administration to get through as far as even a chance to walk on. So then what I did was my homeboys was like, bro, you good enough to go overseas right now. So it was like in Greensboro back then, Delaney Rudd, he held like an overseas camp every summer. So I paid my like $150, whatever it was, went to the camp. I did my thing, so that's where they invited me to the Team USA Select. that at the time they would have the tryouts in Charlotte, the YMCA in Charlotte, the old YMCA in Charlotte, and went down there, and I was the top guard in the camp, and like the number 3 player overall out of every position. So afterwards, it was like they had a couple of scouts and agents come up to me and was like, "Yo, what do you do?" I was like, "Bro, I work at Dick's Sporting Good, and I train every day. I go to the Y and train every day. I get shots up and work on my game." It was like, "You never played school ball?" I was like, "Nah." It was like, you kind of gotta play school ball to kind of go overseas because like that's your resume. Otherwise, you just off the street. You know what I'm saying? So that's how they got me in at Shaw. It was like November, December. They had a player that had went down. A guy that had ref the overseas joint knew the coach at Shaw. Mm-hmm. So he's like, "I'm gonna take you. I'm gonna reach out." I got invited to practice, and they were in the midst of like end of the first semester and over Christmas break, so they was having practice. So I was going to practice, and he kept inviting me back every day for like a week. Then they got me in school in like a week, registered and everything. Played my first game.
So I move like that,
bro.
They'll get you in there, hey,
bro.
I
played my first game maybe 2 weeks after I first started. Mm-hmm. We played against number 2 D2 in this country was Montebello at the time out of Alabama. Yeah. I started my first game. Mind you, I ain't played no structured ball like school ball in 2 years. I'm 2 years out of high school, so that's kind of how I got thrown in. Yeah, but it was the best, one of the best experiences of my life playing sports in college. I played in the CI, which is a great conference, especially for guards. You really got to be able to hoop because every night it's gonna be another guard across you at your neck. And I started every game my 2 years. Like I said, I made freshman all CIAA team. So it was a great experience. After my second year, we had a new coach and he didn't renew my scholarship.
Who did you have?
It was Bricky.
Okay.
Robert Bricky.
I
was with Bernard. My first year was with Bernard, and then they fired him like maybe a day before school started. He had just brought me in my exit interview with the coach. He was like, "Next year the team is yours," and then they fired him. You know what I'm saying? Then Bricky came in, and he we underachieved because we always had talent. We just always underachieved. And then he brought me in at the end of the season. After my second season, like, we're going to go in a different direction. And so I tried the overseas thing again, went through that whole process, went to a couple camps, went to a camp in Cleveland. Didn't know any better. Just me and my pops went out there. I didn't have no agent or nothing, no representation. I was like, I'm going to just go play good enough that somebody, and it don't work like that. And that's part of the reason why I do what I do as well. Because just to educate guys, because a lot of players and parents have no idea.
Yeah, you don't know till you go through.
And I didn't either.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people think that I played overseas, but I didn't. To set the record straight, I never played overseas. I was good enough to, I feel like, but I never got. And once it didn't work out that 1 year, I always knew I wasn't gonna be the guy that was 30 years old still trying to get on.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I love the game to the core. But I just knew once I got to a certain age, 24, 25, if ain't nothing, I gotta find a way to be happy making a living and still could do basketball.
The nuance of it is here. I'm here. I'm gathered to here. So it's not a travel.
Speaking of your open runs, I see you call it control open runs.
Yeah.
How you come up with that, or what's the difference between your open runs and just a general open run?
So I got the real framework and the whole thing. I do verbatim from Rico Hines out in Cali every summer at UCLA. He does open runs, and it's nothing but pro guys in there. You got 2 full courts rocking.
Yeah.
Sometimes 3. And what we do is it's not just roll the balls out and play. You been.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You've been. So it's like I try to have different focuses offensively and somewhat defensively each game. So like say we plan the first game to whatever. We may play 7 all ones, or if we do have a true NBA line on the court, we'll go to 21 2s and 3s. And say the first game is pick and roll. You ain't got a fast break. I need you to start some action out with an on-ball screen.
Right.
Once you're there, you live. I mean, you're still live, but I want guys to have structure so that way when they go back to college or high school or wherever they playing at pro, they've been playing in a structured environment. Because just playing pickup with your homeboys getting up and down, and you got guys dribbling and going one-on-one for 15 seconds.
Ain't no good.
Yeah, so like it's a shot clock, maybe 15 seconds once everybody cross half. I kind of control the foul calling because that can get out of hand. So I tell guys up front, like, I'm probably not going to give you a foul call if you shoot a bad shot. You've been dribbling for 7 seconds and then throw up a bad shot.
Right.
I'm probably not going to bail you out because it's not good basketball. We call it being nasty. You know what I'm saying? I don't want no nasty in the gym. And so, like I said, we'll do horns maybe one game. Then one game we may do screens away. We'll do pin downs. Always try to do a different type of action. And then if we get to so many games, I kind of let them kind of do whatever they want. But by that time, they understand we playing with structure. Defensively, I try to make sure that they focus in on whether they icing screens, whatever they doing, talking a lot, because we all work on our offense and skill development. But, let's take the time while we are doing this, let's work on our defense as well and communicate. And so everybody that's come has liked it. Sometimes it's a getting used to because most guys, when they pull up to open run, they think they just going to hoop.
Run, yeah.
But once they kind of get into it and they see how it's played, it's perfect for guys really, because you can't just do skill development 5 days a week either. You gotta try some of that stuff. You gotta get your rhythm, keep your rhythm. So we try to do 2-3 days a week, really 4 or 5 days. To this point now, we're doing skill development even on the days that we have run. And then at least twice a week, normally outside of COVID, we would be doing open run structure. And then whoever makes the game-winning shot, you got to validate with a free throw.
Yeah.
If you miss, you go back, and the game keeps going. So that's another thing, because also in my skill development, there's a focus on making free throws when you're tired. Throughout the session, you're going to be tired. And when we get a break, before you can get water, get a break, you got to make 2 free throws in a row. So the same thing, kind of getting up and down. There's a stoppage in play. You got to step up and make a free throw.
Yeah, keeping that structure, keeping that game-like simulation and all of that.
I don't try not to check the ball up too much. If it's a dead ball, I take it out on the side. We pass it in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I even seen it with the structure, keeping everybody accountable. Like, you'll stop. One time I went out there, you'll start the whole run if it get nasty, like you said.
Yeah, bro. Like,
shut it down.
Because you always get in open runs. You always get to them last couple of games where it's like one too many games, and it's like, all right, bro. Like, we probably shouldn't have played this. Yeah, we probably shouldn't have played this game. And but it's not bad if guys are competing, because I try to keep it to 15 guys.
Mm-hmm.
So that way, one on, one off. There was a couple of times. As a matter of fact, I think you came one time. It was like 20 guys.
Yeah. At St. Augustine.
Yeah, bro. I hate it when it's that many. So I try to make it invite only, and it's really only college and pro guys. Like, when we recently just did the last one, people still hit me up about the open run, and it's like, it's kind of tough for me to get you in. For one, if you're in high school, probably not gonna happen. No. Unless you like, high level G League going to the G League high school guy. You know what I'm saying? And then certain guys are just gonna get first dibs, and there ain't no way around it. I got guys that's in there with me all day, every day. If they can make it, I'm gonna probably give them first opportunity to get in, unless, like I said, it's a pro coming in town that want to get in. I may move some things around, but I'm in control of their development, so I kind of gotta give them first dibs to get in on some run.
Yeah.
Not saying that can't nobody else get in, but just for everybody that's hitting my phone about open runs, just kind of understand that, because again, if I let it be, it would be 30 guys in there.
That's a fact.
Easily, and so I try to keep it to 15, I try to keep some bigs in there, at least 3 bigs, one for each team, type of deal as well. And we've had a lot of success with the open run. It's just right now we just got to get, you know, a gym to let us really rock consistently because I got media outlets now that's actually reaching out that want to come in. Yeah, so that's the tough part. That's what I'm saying. Frustrating when I was telling you before we start recording, like that's the frustrating part. It's like the momentum is crazy right now, and then it's like I'm just getting kickback from the gym. So, the gym's kind of got to understand it'll be a good look for them too. You know, what I'm saying?
You talk about Rico Hines, and just like I even watched some of his open runs too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he kind of a mentor from afar with the
That's
open
what
run.
I was going to ask you. Is that your biggest mentor? Or is that like somebody you?
I have never been able. I haven't got a chance to really talk to him. He's from North Carolina. He's from down the Greenville area, and I know a couple of people that know him that have tried to reach out and kind of put us together, but it's never happened. But you know, all in God's time, and it'll happen. I believe that, and if it don't, it don't. But he's still like I still kind of, you know, even in the stuff that he says, like in between the workouts and stuff like that he posts, I kind of try to take gems from him as well to get to my guys as well, because it all helps. You know, it translate. It ain't gotta originate from me, but if it's gonna help my guys, and I'm willing to give the credit. I think that's the other thing that, you know, when I first started off, and still to this day, if I, you know, it's not really about reinventing the wheel. You know, as trainers and skill developers, I kind of hate the word trainer, but as developers, we all kind of use different things. So I may take something from a guy and I'll give him credit, but then what I add to it is kind of my flair. Right. And that's kind of what I tell a lot of guys that's coming up or starting in the skill development. Don't find a few guys that you feel like are on the same page with your thoughts as far as the development, like your thought process and your vision as far as, and follow them. Like I don't follow everybody or all the famous trainers, but there's a couple that I follow, and really more than anything, there are some peers of mine that's in the training or in the development industry that I'm cool with, that I really kind of lean on, you know, for feedback, and we kind of bounce ideas off of each other and kind of give each other game as we go along to help each other kind of miss some missteps and really just help each other build each other's brand.
Yeah. It's just like you gotta just make it your own.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're getting the same information, same as players, you're getting the same, maybe getting the same skill work. Yeah. But you still yourself as a player. So do you, but you know what I'm saying, it's crossover different, same crossover. Yeah. You know?
For sure.
That's what's up. So another question I wanted to ask was what's the furthest you travel to work somebody out? Or like
I mean, I've been in New York and Cali and Florida, Miami, Orlando. When I went though, it kind of wasn't specifically just to work one person out. I was probably going to do an event, and in the process of me going to the event, I'm letting people know in that area that I'm gonna be there, especially people that may follow me, and I'll get them in the gym. Now, as far as here, I do have people that come from Virginia, come from Charlotte on a weekly basis to come train, which is big because, you know, Charlotte and everywhere in between has trainers, good trainers too. I know a few of them. So it kind of it speaks volume when people kind of really rock with you or really trust you in their child's development to drive 2 hours to come get some work, or 2 hours or more. Like I said, I have people that come from Virginia, that have come from Richmond in different areas just to come get some work. So I mean, I definitely don't take that lightly, you know, because again, I know trainers in all of those areas
that you could have chosen
that are good,
right,
and that they could have chosen, and they probably do work with, but they wanted to come see what 3D was about, and I really, you know, appreciate and respect that a lot.
What the name 3D? Where you get that from?
So it's discipline, dedication, determination. It's tatted on me even before I started the company. But that was kind of always one of my mottos in life. You know, with discipline, dedication, and determination, you can accomplish almost anything. To be honest with you, where I got it from was the Locks. I'm big into music, so the Locks. I think Styles P said it, but you know, in one of their first albums, You know, they say, you know, discipline, dedication, determination, D block. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So ever since then, when I was younger, I was in high school, I was heavy with, you know, listening to the Locks and Jada Kiss and Styles and Chic Luke. So one of the groups that, I mean, I listen to a lot of music, so that always stuck with me. So this was one of the first tattoos I got was the scroll with discipline, dedication, determination. And then I added the 3D when I was in college. So again, before I even started the skill development. So then, like I said, it was just kind of one of those things that always stuck with me. So I just did the 3D, and it translates. With discipline, dedication, determination, you can accomplish, you know, what your goals are set for on the court and in life. Again, just like with the We Working, it kind of all translates to life. So that's what the 3D stands for. Discipline, dedication, determination. 3D, that's what.
You had it tatted on you already.
Yeah, I got it tatted when I was 21.
Gallery, the determination, the dedication, the discipline, listening, catching the jewels that you was missing, and they still doing coward shit.
I got a face scripture that's actually tatted on my arm. It actually came up the other day because every morning I post scriptures on my Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And the reason I do that is just it helps me, but I found out that it helps everyone else too. To kind of like sometimes it's perfect for some people what they going through. They'll hit me and be like, "Yo, that was what I needed to hear," and that's all I can ask for. If it touches one person a week, one person a month, it's a good thing. But for the most part, daily somebody is, you know, getting something from it. And so I was going through maybe like a year and a half ago, I was going through some stuff personally, and I stopped posting it. You know what I'm saying? Just because, you know, I was frustrated. I had stuff going on in my life. And craziest thing, one of my middle school players reached out to me and was like, "Coach, what happened to the scriptures?" And I was like, "My bad, God. I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you. Won't happen again." You know what I'm saying? Because it's not about me.
Exactly.
You know, it's always going to come back to that, you know. So, like I said, on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, you know, if that scripture, whatever it is for that day, can touch somebody, then, you know what I'm saying, like I said, this is my conduit, and that's what I do it for. So, not to be holier than thou, because Lord knows I'm not.
Right. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? You know, if you kind of really, you know, my story, I done made plenty of mistakes, but, you know, it's just, it helps hold me accountable. And again, like I said, you never know who that scripture that day is gonna speak to.
Yeah, man, you got kids for you, so that speaks bigger volume.
Right.
Man. You getting it to them young, so they.
Yeah, I'm not necessarily preaching to them, but it's planting that seed every day. Like, and that's kind of how I do my, you know, ministering, for lack of a better word. Like, it's just planting a seed. You know, I'm not gonna preach or do anything like that. But it's just, even in, like you said, the messages that, you know what I'm saying, I may say to the kids at the end of the session, or while we're in the midst of a session, I want it all to correlate and translate to life, because at the end of the day, the ball stops bouncing for everybody, some sooner than others.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
You got a favorite drill you like to give out? A favorite drill you like to work on?
Man, to be honest with you, I was having this conversation with my guy in the gym, and a couple other people, because they was asking me like, "Jay, do you have all this written down?" It's like, I'm bad at that, and I always say I'm gonna do it, but it's just so much. Like, you can ask any of my guys, like, none of the sessions are the same.
Right.
None of them, and it's just so many things, that I do and can do, and I try to. There's some consistency, but you're not going from day to day. It's not going to be the exact same thing. Man, I don't know, to be honest with you. I love the pick and roll. You'll see. I mean, you know, if you ever been to my page, you'll see a lot of that.
Yeah.
I like ball handling. A lot of people get sent to me strictly for ball handling. Just because when I played, that's kind of what I was known for, playmaker and ball handling. Okay. And mid-range. I tell all my kids all the time.
Yeah, somebody you emulated your game off of, or this is how you was?
that's kind of just how I played. I mean, of course, I was born in Chicago, so of course I was a Jordan fan all throughout the =90s. I like the smoothness of Allen Houston. Kids, y'all look him up. Allen Houston, a mid-range killer. So like when I was growing up, mid-range was everything. Like I tell my kids all the time, joking around, like, yo, when I played mid-range 80%. I promise you, mid-range 80%. That's what I be telling all my kids.
That's a lost art in the game, though.
Yeah, so I teach it, but I am aware that coaches hate it. So I teach it. I teach it, but I also do a heavy dose of what coaches are looking for, which is catch and shoot. Or drive all the way to the cup. There's no in between. Like I know college players, and some of the biggest college players will come back and be like, Jay, our coach will stop practice and cuss us out if we shoot a mid-range, even if we make it.
Yeah,
it's either so it's the analytics thing. It's the analytics thing. It's either a layup or a three because, they're looking at the numbers, and if you can get those threes up, then eventually, right. And so, so as a developer, you got to understand that you can't necessarily knock it because you're preparing kids to go to these schools.
Right. Yeah.
So you can't put them in a bad situation and where they've been training on that all summer, and then they get to school and all they getting is catch and shoot. So I may warm up with a lot of like mid-range stuff and getting to the basket and being comfortable with the ball, but we always probably gonna finish with getting shots up because if you're not the man, in which in most cases you go into a situation where you're not gonna be the man, in order to get the opportunity to do more, you got to show that you can efficiently knock down that shot off a catch and shoot.
It's true.
And that's what us as developers have to understand is that teaching a kid a step back all day long, when he first get into going to school, if you do a whole summer of step backs, he gonna have a hard time getting in rotation because the coach gonna cuss him out every time.
Right.
Because he got to put it on the floor. Whereas usually at the end of every session, it's catching and shooting from multiple spots on the move. Mm-hmm. That's what I got my guys doing. So when they go to school and they don't have the ball in their hand, they're comfortable.
Yeah.
Understanding how to play off the ball. Understanding how to lift if my teammate drives. Understanding how to get to the corner if he drives baseline. And just different reads like that. And then just a lot of reps of it. A lot of reps of putting the ball on the floor 1 or 2 times and getting off of it. Not bang, 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 bang. Again, we warm up with a lot of combinations and ball handling. But when we get into whatever our focus is, it's either pick and roll with a limited amount of dribbles, or again, playing off the ball, catch and shoot. Playing off the ball, catch and shoot, or catch and put it down, get a re-screen, come back off. Because that's what they're going to see.
Right, especially in college.
Yeah, and I think as developers, we have to be mindful of that. Like, yeah, we want our kids to be able to have all that wiggle and all of that. And I promise you, I'm going to give you that. But at the same time, I got to give you something so that you're successful and not frustrated when you get to school, even in middle school and high school. I do the same thing because, you have kids that train with you all year and then get frustrated when they're in their season, and it's like, because they're not doing any things that they're working on with some of their trainers. Mm-hmm. They're not going to see that. Right. They're not the man at their school, so they don't need. Yes, they need to be able to do that, but they also as well need to be able to efficiently knock down shots. And so it's like, it's no need to give them all those dribble combinations if they shot mechanics bad and they shot not consistent every time they shoot it.
You gotta keep it simple.
It's man, I don't necessarily think I got a specific. I mean, there are some drills that you gonna see more than others.
Right.
But there's not just one that is just like this one. It's a few, to be totally honest with you.
I feel you. But yeah, definitely like keeping it simple in college definitely gonna give you that leash that you want so you can get to that.
And then when you get to that, when they give you that leash, you're gonna be comfortable anyways.
Exactly.
You're gonna be, you're gonna have your confidence gonna be high, which is 80% of it anyways. Is the confidence. Your confidence is gonna be high, and then all of that other stuff will come. But you gotta be able to be efficient off 4 or 5 shots a game, because that's all you getting.
That's true.
You play college basketball.
Yeah, that's true.
Come on, you know what I mean?
Yeah, unless you're that guy.
But right, and so we as developers, we have to explain this to parents and players though, because if you don't, they're gonna come to you with excuses and complaints and talking about why Johnny don't play, and then they getting on the coach. Because the coach ain't playing Johnny like he should, and it's like, nah, let's all understand what's the expectation should be. Unless your coach is coming and telling you the man, these are your expectations. And so you can't be wilding and going crazy on the coach, because it's going to hurt your kid, for one, because you their parent. What you say is the Bible. So if you getting in the car killing the coach because he not playing your son, but your son is not efficient when he in there, and then you saying, well, he ain't getting a chance to be, well, that's because as coaches, you got to understand, you got to earn that. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you get to college. Now, middle school, high school, a little bit different, but college,
you got to play a role.
They got to feed their families. So every year, I'm recruiting somebody to take your spot. That's just how it goes. Most college coaches gonna lie to get you there.
Talk to them.
You can talk to any of my college players. Most college coaches lie. No knock to the college coaches. But they doing to make you feel good to get you there. But when you get there, some kids like, yo, it's totally different. Nah, it ain't totally different. He did what he had to do to get you there. Now you got to work. Now you got to be able to deal with some adversity. Now he trying to see how strong you are mentally, how mentally tough you are. Because that's only how far, that's only how far his season and his contract and his career going to go, is as tough as his players are mentally. Because when you get to college, high major D1, everyone's good. The difference is from here up. Because everybody 6'7", jump out the gym and shoot and can dribble. So now what's the difference? Up here. Up here. And so like the guys that I train that are in the NBA, Chris Clemens is a bullheaded dog mentally. He does his own thing. Nobody's gonna you know what I'm saying? He listens to me as developer because he trusts me, but when it comes to all the other stuff, like you just tell the difference when people say you gotta be different to get to the league. That's a fact.
Definitely. You gotta be different.
That's a fact.
Different.
And he's still trying to crack through.
Top 3.
You know what I'm saying?
NCAA scorer all time.
And he's still trying to crack through. So that
That's
just
real,
tell you the business and the mental aspect of the NBA. It's real.
That's a message definitely young kids gotta understand, man. You gotta excel in your role before you can try to do what you think you can do, man.
Exactly.
Know yourself.
Exactly. Know yourself. Know yourself.
Know yourself, definitely. So I see you always rocking the J's. You stay with a fresh pair of J's on, man. That's your favorite shoe to hoop in?
Nah. Currently, my favorite shoe right now is the new KD.
The ones that come up kind of like mid range.
Yeah, them the most. I bought one pair, and within a week, within like 2 or 3 days, I went back and bought another pair, another color. My guys get on me heavy about the shoes and the gear. But I tell them, I'm like, bro, this is my job.
Yeah.
So like, this is my work attire. So when I go spend money on clothes, I buy basketball shorts and shirts. Yeah, like my guys is like, bro, you wear a different pair of shorts, shirt to the gym every day. I'm like, that's what I spend my money on. I don't go out. I don't be out. I be in the gym.
It's an image too, though. You can't be out here. And trying to coach me up.
Nah.
It's an image with it.
But yeah, the shoes I've been collecting since I was in high school. So I try not to tell how many shoes I got, but I got over I would say over 170 shoes at the crib.
What's your top 5 Jordans? Top 5
Jordans. Okay. Ones, I got hella ones.
Okay.
I like ones. Most people ain't like ones. Now all of a sudden everybody's on the ones heavy.
Ones is tough.
Ones.
You gotta
Ones. Of course 11s. That's kind of like a cult thing. 11s.
Any specific ones, just the 11s all the way. Cause my specific one is the cool grades. I like the cool grades.
Bro, I sold my cool grades. I started hooping. I sold my cool grades like 2 years ago. After I started hooping, and dude was like, yo, I still take them.
It's too cold, man.
Man, I hate that joint. And I be seeing dude around. I be tight. Another shoe that I sold that I wish I never would have sold was that first LeBron LeBron South Beach. Oh my God, I hate it. I gave that one up for $350, but still. Yeah, so
that $350 gone now.
Been gone. 1s, 11s, 6s, 10s, and I'll say a 3 or 7. I don't go anything over 14.
Nah.
I don't really do 14s. I got a pair, but I kind of just got a pair just because.
The last shots, gotta have those.
I ain't got them. I had the first one, the white black toe ones.
Okay.
I got those. I don't have 13s. I ain't never really. Got plenty of 12s. Got plenty of 11s. Plenty of 10s. Got a couple 9s. Got a couple 8s.
9s are smooth.
Yeah, the original colorway.
Yeah.
I like that one. Got a couple of 7s. A few 7s. Got plenty 6s. 5s I don't really like, but I got them. I don't really like them like that.
They trying to bring them back, especially with the
that tongue is tough, bro.
So
that tongue is bulky,
bro.
Yeah. 5s, I got a few of them though. I love 4s too. Dang, I left out 4s. 4s is like one of 4s might be in my top 3. I ain't gonna hold you.
I like
especially the breads. The breads. I got plenty of 4s. I got double ups on a few 4s. Like I got a couple pair of bread 4s.
4s might sound like they in your top 5.
They are. That's why I said. I actually got 2 pair. No, I got 2 now. I had 3 pair of grapes 5s. Just because of that grape 5 was just something different when we was growing up. So every time it come out, I get it. The original one. Yeah. They keep doing these alternate ones.
Yeah.
Like the
full purple and all that.
It's alright, but I got plenty of 3s. I got 2 pair of True Blues, 2 pair of Black Cements, white ones. I got a pair of 2s. I used to love the 2s. The first ones, the original ones, but nobody too much like them 2s, and they don't come out like that. And like I said, I probably got over 12 pair of 1s. Yeah, I try to get the 1s every time. As long as they in the outlandish colors. And I only get the highs, I don't get the mids. And one thing I don't do is 11 lows. I don't like them.
I like the whites. I like the white with the red.
I don't like them. I don't like them.
Those are the ones I do.
People ask me all the time, you get them? Nah, I can't do the lows. The IEs is tough though. Like the ones that just came out. The 11 low IE, I got a couple pair of those. But the low patent leather,
it's a pick.
I don't do low ones either.
Low ones.
The ones.
I like the low ones.
I seen a couple that actually look alright.
2 of them.
Yeah,
yeah. 2 of them.
But yeah, shoes is kind of like my other thing. Like if you know me, well, I wear a different pair of shoes to the gym every day of the week. I do. Seriously.
Real tough.
And I switch out the ones I train in. Like I said, I probably got about 4 hooping shoes that I hoop in.
And then the rest you just
mix them out. And I got shoes that I try to wear my shoes though. I'm not that guy that'll get a shoe and sit on it for a year then bring it out. I hate that. I'm not gonna wear the day of release. I may not wear it a couple of days, but I'm gonna wear it.
I feel like
within that month.
Yeah, I feel like that's pointless. You wait a whole year and it's like,
man,
you could have got that yesterday.
That and the reselling, I can't. You know what I mean? I respect it, but I can't. People be like, you gonna buy them and sell them? No, if I buy them, I'm gonna wear them because I like wearing my shoes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, the sneaker thing is, people tell me all the time, like, my guys always tell me all the time, like, you need to have somebody come shoot your closet and like really do it.
Yeah, cribs. Some cribs,
yeah. I be trying not to really show all of that.
Subtle.
Yeah. Super humble with it.
That's what's up. So who you got in the bubble though? Who's your pick of the bubble? Yes, sir.
Man, I honestly, as much as I hate to say it, not hate to say it, because it's not like I have like a team other than, of course, Chicago, just because that's always been my team. Right. But LeBron and them boys look scary.
Yes, sir.
And that ain't even on no hype. Like, I'm a true guy, so it's hard for me to really like just give it to anybody. So like, but like LeBron and AD and adding JR. JR been looking good in all the trainers that I follow. He been showing up on.
JR got something to prove too.
And they got waiters.
Waiters, yep.
That's a sleeper.
They loaded up. Bro.
That's a sleeper.
Tell you, yeah, he's a big sleeper.
You
That second unit is.
Yeah, bro. So they're looking good. I'm interested to see what. I mean, of course, keeping tabs on Houston because of Chris there.
Mm-hmm.
Westbrook got to get there though, which is really not gonna affect Westbrook just because like he don't really practice anyway.
Yeah,
he's just a different type of animal mentally.
Yeah, when that game time comes.
Yeah. Interest. Milwaukee been quiet.
They have. I ain't heard nothing about them.
They've been quiet. I've been watching Denver lately though. The last couple of days.
I was about to say
Jokic look crazy. And
He
Jamal looked crazy.
Slimmed up. Yeah,
and then Bobo, bruh. Yeah, no, bro.
It's sleeper. It's a lot of sleepers. It's just,
I'm interested to see how it goes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm glad the TBT did well, so it kind of showed. And my boy DJO did his thing.
Exactly. Yeah, he turned out and won the tournament out there.
Yeah,
It was in Chicago, Ohio.
Ohio. It was in Dayton.
My boy James is out there. James Dickey.
Yeah,
UNCG.
I trained him a little bit before he left. We supposed to lock in too.
Yeah,
he got a chance, man. I like him.
Oh.
He got a chance. He's another one like Thunderbird that hasn't been because of system, and that's no knock to it. He hasn't really been able to display. But when I got him in the gym, I was somewhat surprised because I didn't follow UNCG that much at how skilled he was with the ball in his hand. And I love the fact that he's always talking.
Yeah.
Like not talking joint, but just
talking like he's active.
That's an intangible.
Yeah,
that lets me know that he locked in.
Yeah, I think his coach teaching him that because he know he that back line, so you got to talk to everybody. So.
Yeah, and that's one thing. That's one thing I love about him. I think he's another sleeper. I was talking to his agent that I think he got a chance. I really think he got a chance. I'll be glad once he get back and we can really lock in a little bit more because a couple tightening up here there and he really has a chance because he's already skilled.
Definitely. As ever. Great touch around the rim and all of
that. But yeah, I was glad to see the success of DJO, man, because on a national level, because like I was telling people when he was doing, like after the first game, I was like, bro, them buckets travel. Like DJO does that on a regular basis. He'll pull up anywhere and he could do everything that y'all seeing on TV.
Yeah.
He'll do that anywhere.
He a dog.
He's different mentally as well. He another one of them ones.
Yes.
That he's different mentally. So I was glad to see the success that he had for him on a national level, just because like us around here, we know.
Yeah. Right.
And me being in the gym with him, especially like right before he left, and just know I've been knowing again DJO since he was in high school as well. And so it's just good for the city, for the state, for the hoop state. You know, more and more people are starting to every year is 1 or 2 or 3. Now, before it was one guy. Mm-hmm. Now it's a couple guys, few guys every year that's kind of really putting on for the state. And like I always tell people, like I had this argument with Beasley. I know he's another popular person, but I trained him a few times. I had this argument with him as well, as far as like best states, and he always yelled DMV, which no knock.
Yeah.
They got a little documentary out right now and all that too, you know what I'm saying? No knock. But I tell people, the one thing that I tell people, and me and Bees argued about a lot, just jokingly, is that where you can go anywhere in the state of North Carolina.
Right.
You can go to the beach. You can go north of the beach. You can go to Raleigh, the center. You can go to the Triad. You can go east to Greenville, Fayetteville, Jacksonville, and you can go out to Asheville. Asheville got one of the top players in the nation right now that I was with this past weekend. He like a sophomore, junior. And then, of course, Charlotte. And then you can go up towards Boone, where Appalachia, bro, anywhere in the state, there's talent.
Even in them little
I don't know too many other states that can say that.
Yeah.
You know, Cali, that's just a big state. So, of course, by default. But really, in every little pocket.
Right. And state ain't that big.
DMV might be the closest thing to that. Right. But that's DMV. That's not just one that's a whole like region.
Right.
I'm talking about a state.
That's like 3 states.
You feel me?
Yeah, exactly.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, and that's always my argument. You know what I'm saying? They really call us the hoop state for a reason. You know what I'm saying? And all that is when these guys keep coming out, the Kobe Whites, the DT Grahams, and all of these guys, and John Walls, and PJ Tucker, and Montrezl Harrell, and but I go on and on.
Exactly.
The Quincy Millers, like all of these guys that, bro, they all out of all parts. Bam Adebayo, probably most improved player of the year this year.
But still, North Carolina.
North Carolina. Either way you go.
Either way you go.
And Brandon Ingram.
Either
all three of them.
North Carolina.
Come on, bro.
Man.
Come on, bro.
Come on,
man. I don't really, it really ain't much else to say.
Said it.
It really ain't much else to say.
All right, so if you had to choose anybody, anybody, dead, alive, gone, hoop, NBA, somebody you could work out with or train, who would it be?
He's shooting 38% from downtown. Here comes LBJ! Look out!
Oh, the crowd on their feet. That's what they came to see.
Said, like, I wish I could work with LeBron. I wouldn't do nothing crazy with him. I would just give him something that he would just be comfortable with and we would just rep the hell out of it on a regular basis.
That's a scary thing, though. He don't need it, though.
Brooklyn Knicks game tonight. I know he is very thrilled with what she's doing right now.
Appreciate the service.
I'm talking about Kobe Bryant and Jordan off the wings. You know what's coming. You can't stop it. I'm talking about that. Yeah. Even Jason Tatum at this point has a move that you know is coming with his back to the basket.
Yeah, that fade guy.
But just think, a lot of the knock on him would go away if he just had Bron getting to the elbow. It's just a matter of he make it or miss it. Because I think his issue was, especially early on in his career, is that he was so good at everything he didn't know. It's just like, man, I could do this or I could do this, but the clock running.
Yeah,
and it's like I can pull up. I'm good enough to pull up. I'm good enough to get to the cup. I'm good enough to go back to the basket. And I think I'm starting to see that as I'm watching the game evolve. I'm starting to see that with a lot of the top tier talents. They're so good at everything that they're not as dominant as they could be. Whereas if they just said, look, I'm going to just be great at with my back to the basketball. I'm going to just be great at just ripping through and getting to my spot instead of, like, I can come off the pick and roll. I can shoot a three. Yeah. I can play with my back to the back. I can play off the elbows, but I'm 6'11". Yeah. So I want to show everybody all of that. And it's like, nah. I understand you good enough. And, of course, when you got all that, you want to show all of it. But it's like, you know, try to tell a couple of the top guys that I come in contact and dealt with in the last couple of years. That's what I'm telling them now. Like, bro, just start off the game saying I'm gonna just dominate down here and then everything else opens up.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I think, you know, that's what happens. That's what's happening a lot of times with some of these so uber skilled kids. Is that they're just so good at everything, and then when they're doing their skill development, they're working on all of it.
Yeah.
You know, instead of just saying, look, today we just doing all men post up, bro. Like the few times that I worked with Isaiah Todd, those were the things I was trying to impress upon him. Like, I know you can shoot it, bro, but I need you to just start a game by maybe just getting a charge, just going to the basket, bully your way. I don't even care, just to set the tone and let them know, like, this what type of time I'm on, and there's nothing y'all can do. Like, I need y'all to know I'm the best player on the court right now, off the rip.
That's tough.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Same thing like another kid that I was with this past weekend that's really got a chance, Dontrez Stout, that's going to North Carolina, out of Kinston. The next one out of Kinston.
Yeah, I seen.
Was with him this weekend.
It's tough.
Bro, I know you got that step back. You've been working on it. But the last 2 times you caught off the wing and ripped and went to the basket like I told you to, finish.
Easy.
Or like, you know, you get in the beginning of the game, you want to go up and down, shoot threes. Hey, bro, just get to the elbow. You're 6'8", 6'9".
Get a little warm up in.
Get to the elbow.
Yeah.
Get to the elbow. And I think, again, as developers, a part of that is on us too. Especially if that's one of our kids and we're going and watching him play, we need to give him that feedback to make the game easier for him. Because all that other stuff, like I was telling him, I tell Zay all the time, all that stuff gonna happen. It's gonna open up, but you gotta do this, and then they're gonna want to take that away. Then all that other stuff that you want to get to, that's in your bag, you can do that.
Well, out.
But you can't go through a whole game of being kind of off because you ain't just dominated. Because you're too good to not be able to do that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So.
And go watching that film on them and just learning them, making that connection, being able to get that trust.
Yeah, but LeBron is one of those guys. I got a chance to work with KD probably 2.5 years ago. I went to Nike Academy out in Cali, and I had met him before at EYBL a month before, and went to Nike Academy. A good friend of mine took me out there, Ninth Wonder, and we went out there, and we was with him the whole week. And his friend, my man Randy, he a good guy.
Mm-hmm.
He saw I was there. He was like, "Look, man, KD about to go train. Come with me." He's like, "This is why I want you." And Steve Nash ran the session, so I got to be on the court with Steve Nash leading the session. But I was still able to get feedback.
Yeah.
KD a real good dude. I sat in before we went to the gym. I sat and talked with him for maybe like 20-30 minutes, just one-on-one. We was at his crib, just kind of telling him, you know, my whole philosophy and thought process, and just to get that confirmation I was on the right track with it. And then, like I said, to be on the court with him and Steve Nash and get that feedback, and for him to really receive it and really rock with me, that was a special moment. So, but yeah, like, you know, I feel like I could give something that almost any player, pro or, like I said, 5-6-year-old.
Right.
So I would love, you know, LeBron would be one.
Yeah.
Yeah, LeBron would be probably one.
That's what's up.
You know what I'm saying? Put that 3D stamp on Bron.
No,
He don't need it.
Hey, LeBron, if you see it, you already know you got to come work out with Coach J, man.
So, you know, or I'll take on little Bron in there too. I know you about on the tail end. You know what I'm saying? I've been following. Maybe 3 years ago, my son, AAU team I was coaching, we was down at USBA Nationals down in Charlotte, and Bronny was there, LeBron and them was there. So I've been following little Bronny, for the past 3-4 years. And of course, when you first saw him 4 years ago, everybody's like, yo, he not that good.
Yeah.
Every year he get better.
Freshman.
But one thing I tell people, every year since that time, first time I seen him 3-4 years ago, every year he's gotten better. And it's in him. And it's not a forced thing. He really like the game, really love the game. It's not a forced thing. It's not like, I don't even feel like he feeling the pressure of being his dad's son, because I think, of course, I know LeBron is doing it the right way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he kind of kept him off the scene really until he got the
true.
8th grade year.
He did.
And I think that's the kind of pattern I follow with my sons. You know what I'm saying? Like Chris Paul's son, he works. You just ain't never seen him, but
you don't.
Trust me.
He like that.
Trust me. You know what I'm saying? My son played with CP3 in them the last 2 years, so I kind of know. Like, and so like even with Dwayne Wade, I ain't really get that buzz until the last 2-3 years.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so I kind of try to follow that aspect because, you know, because of what I do, naturally there's a target.
Right. You're going to have the pressure.
And people don't understand. My sons don't train 5 days a week. Maybe once or twice. They skilled.
Kid. Yeah. You got to be a kid.
I cringe when I see dads. I'm training and there's dads on the sideline critiquing everything their kid do while they in the training session.
It's too much.
In between the ages of 4th and 6th grade, like
they ain't even developed yet as a person. Like
it can't be a job now,
right?
Because at some point it's gonna, if you really want to pursue this, it's gonna be. So it can't be one right now.
Right.
It's got to be fun right now.
You're gonna hate it.
You're gonna burn out.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So it's got to be fun. So like right now, my sons, yeah, they train, but I ain't forcing them. And then if some days they want to just come to the gym and just play around. Because when we was growing up, there weren't no trainers. So I developed my creativity by just going in the backyard or going in the court and just trying stuff. So every time my son's in the gym, I ain't, you got to do this, you got to do this, and you got to hold it. Nah, go down there and do your thing.
Do your thing.
Go down there and try, throw the ball up backwards, reverse, left hand, clap hands, jelly. Work on all that, bro. I don't care.
That's creativity, man.
You need it.
Exactly.
That's one thing I tell people about Kyrie. He don't practice the moves that he be doing on people. It's all a feel and a counter and a rhythm.
Even say that too.
It's a rhythm.
Yeah, he said that.
So I kind of cringe when some of the more famous trainers will post the highlight and then teach kids how to do the highlight Kyrie did. Like, bro, he don't practice that.
Right.
If anything, just teach them to be comfortable with the ball and teach kids angles. Teach kids angles and counters. attack at an angle, straight line drive off an angle. If he counters, if he cuts it off, you counter. If he doesn't, you keep going.
Right.
You know, because a lot of times I watch some of the younger trainers, or even some of the trainers have been doing it a long time. They have kids do a combo and then go straight forward and lay the ball up.
No chance.
There's gonna be somebody in front of you,
Like 2 or 3.
possibly.
2 or 3. Yeah.
You know, unless you got a whole ISO, unless you playing ones. But if we playing this basketball game,
Right.
it's gonna be 9 other people on the court.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Then you got your defender. So, you know, that's another advice I give to trainers, like, bro, teach kids angles. Don't be having them do 5 moves off a cone and then go straight forward and
Do some crazy
Glass.
like, jelly and stuff.
glass. Come sit down. That's not working. Come sit next to me. That's what your coach is gonna do. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, you know, it's just really, man, more than anything, it's all about educating, and you gotta constantly be learning and evolving with the game. I have to keep up, kind of with social media and the evolution of the game and how the game is evolving and how players are being different and stuff like that, because I'm gonna be training those kids. I'm gonna be developing those kids. So,
hey man, that's really all I got for you, Coach J. I appreciate you coming by.
I appreciate you, man,
You
for
know what I'm
having me,
saying?
man,
Hey.
on your platform, man. I really appreciate this.
That's what we
You know
do,
what I'm
man. Trying to get it out to the world, man. We want to thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. We just finished another great episode of Jump Off the Porch, man. And you know, baby, it's your one and only guy, Ruck Double I, man. We out.
We out.
Appreciate y'all.